Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to English Listening Daily, the podcast where two real friends just talk about real life in real English.
No textbooks, no grammar drills, just honest conversation. And somewhere in there, you pick up some seriously useful English.
I am Emma.
And I am Alex. And today, I have to warn you, today's episode gets a little personal.
Yeah, it does. Because today I am sharing a story I have actually never told in full before.
Ooh, I love when Emma gets vulnerable.
Stop it. Okay. The title of today's episode is Why I Ate Lunch Alone for 3 months at my new job.
3 months? Emma, I did not even know it was that long.
3 full months. And when I look back now, it is kind of funny. But at the time, it was one of the most uncomfortable experiences of my life.
And we think so many of you listening right now are going to relate to this. Whether you have started a new job, moved to a new city, or just felt like the outsider in a room full of people who all seem to already know each other.
Yeah, this one is for you. Let us get into it.
Okay, Emma, set the scene. Where were you? What was the job?
Right, so this was about 4 years ago. I had just landed, and I mean just, my first real marketing job. My first proper, grown-up, salary and benefits, show up at 9 a.m. kind of job.
Big deal.
Huge deal. I was so excited. I had even bought a new bag for it. You know that thing where you buy something new for a new chapter of your life?
Oh, absolutely. I bought new shoes for my first job, wore them on day 1 and got 3 blisters.
Classic. So the company was a mid-sized tech firm, about 200 people. Open plan office, so everyone sits together in this big open space with no walls between desks.
Which sounds great in theory.
Sounds brilliant in theory. Collaborative, buzzing with energy, very modern. But when you are the new person and you do not know a single soul, that open plan office feels like a fishbowl. Everyone can see you, all the time.
Oh man, I can already feel the anxiety.
Right? And here is the thing. Everyone else already had their groups, their little friendship clusters, people who had worked together for 2, 3, 5 years. They had their lunch spots, their inside jokes, their routines. And I was just dropped into the middle of it.
Dropped right in with no map.
No map, no guide, nothing. Day 1, my manager showed me my desk, handed me a laptop, said the team will help you settle in, and then basically disappeared for the rest of the day.
What? On day 1?
On day 1! I was sitting there thinking, okay, so what do I actually do right now? Do I introduce myself? Do I wait for someone to come to me? Do I just stare at the screen and pretend to be very, very busy?
The universal new person move. I know it well.
Everyone knows this move.
Quick English tip here. Emma just used the phrase settle in. Her manager said the team will help you settle in. Settle in is a really useful phrase. It means to gradually become comfortable in a new place or situation.
So your first week at a new job, you are settling in. After a month, you have settled in. And you can ask a new colleague, how are you settling in? It is friendly, it is natural, and it shows you care.
And notice, settle in is different from settle down. Settle down means calm down or stop being noisy. Settle in means get comfortable somewhere new. Different meaning, different situation. Okay, back to the story.
So it is 12:30. I can see people starting to get up from their desks, grabbing bags and jackets, little groups forming. You coming? Yeah, let us go. And I am sitting there.
Waiting for someone to invite you.
Waiting. And waiting. And nothing. No one came over. No one said, "Hey, new person, come with us." So I waited until most people had left, quietly went downstairs to the building cafe, bought a sandwich, came back upstairs, and ate at my desk.
Alone.
Alone. With my headphones in, even though I was not listening to anything. Because headphones feel like a shield, right? Like a "do not talk to me, I am very busy and very unbothered" signal.
Headphones as emotional armor. That is so real.
100% real. And I told myself, that is fine. It is day one. People are busy. It is just one lunch.
But then it happened again.
Then it happened again. And again. And slowly, without me even noticing, I had created a routine where I just always ate alone. Every single day.
How long before you realized this had actually become a pattern? Because I feel like there is a moment, and I want to know what yours was.
There was definitely a moment. And honestly, it was more embarrassing than I expected. But we will get to that.
Okay, how long before you realized?
3 weeks? Maybe a month? At first, I kept telling myself, I am new, it takes time. I am an introvert anyway. I actually enjoy the alone time.
Were any of those things true?
Some of them. I am a bit of an introvert. I do like quiet time. But deep down, I knew. This was not really a choice anymore. It had just become the thing that happened.
It became your identity at the office. That is Emma. She eats alone.
Which is the worst thing. Because I am actually, I think once I am comfortable, I am a pretty social person. I am funny, I have things to say.
You are very funny, genuinely.
Thank you, Alex. But nobody in that office knew that. Because I had accidentally put up these walls, and now I did not know how to take them down.
What were you actually doing during those lunches?
First few weeks, I was on my phone, scrolling, watching the clock, feeling a little sorry for myself. But then, and this is the part I am almost embarrassed to say out loud, I started to actually enjoy parts of it.
Wait, really?
I know. The cafe had this little corner by the window, and I would bring my sandwich, sit there, and just people watch, or read, or think. And there is something genuinely peaceful about that.
Huh. That is actually kind of beautiful.
It was peaceful, but there was always this layer of loneliness underneath it. And that is an important distinction.
Solitude versus loneliness.
Exactly. Solitude is peaceful. You chose it. Loneliness is heavy. You did not.
Let us do a quick English boost here. Emma used two really important words. Loneliness, which is the noun, and lonely, which is the adjective. I feel lonely. It was a lonely experience.
And there is a difference between I am alone and I feel lonely. You can be alone and feel perfectly fine, or you can be in a room full of people and feel incredibly lonely.
And Emma also mentioned feeling out of place earlier. Feel out of place means to feel like you do not quite belong in a situation. At the office party, I felt completely out of place. Really common, really natural.
And the opposite is to fit in. When you finally fit in, you feel comfortable, like you belong. It took a few months, but I finally started to fit in. We will come back to these in the vocabulary review.
So, 3 months go by. You are eating alone every single day. What finally changed? Because I get the feeling it was not what you expected.
It was not what I expected at all, and it started with the most ordinary moment you could imagine.
Okay, the turning point. Tell me everything.
Okay, it was a Tuesday. I went down to the cafe, got my usual.
Wait, your usual?
Yes. At this point, Maria at the counter had my order half made before I even reached the till. Chicken sandwich, orange juice.
That is both sweet and deeply sad.
A little of both, yes. So I go to my window corner. I sit down. I open my book. And there is someone sitting at the table next to mine.
Who was it?
Her name was Priya, finance department. I had seen her in the office, but we had never spoken. And she was also eating alone. And she was also reading a book.
No way.
We made eye contact for exactly 1 second, and I immediately looked away. Because that is what you do in public, right? You do not hold eye contact with a stranger. You do not start something. The unspoken agreement.
The stranger contract.
The stranger contract. But then she broke it. She looked up and said, "Is that the new Min Jin Lee?"
She was looking at your book cover.
She was looking at my book, and it was the new Min Jin Lee novel, yes. And I said yes, and she said, "Any good?" And I said, "Really good, actually." And she said, "Okay, do not tell me anything. I just ordered it."
And that was it. That was the beginning.
That was everything. From that day, Priya and I had lunch together almost every single day. And through her, I slowly started meeting other people. Her friends, her colleagues, and over time, very gradually, I found my people.
All from 4 words about a book.
All from 4 words. And because she was brave enough to say them first.
I want to ask you something, because I do not think the lesson here is just talk to people. I think there is something deeper. What did those 3 months actually change about you?
That is exactly the right question. Because it did change something. And it is something I think about a lot, especially when I meet someone who seems quiet or distant or hard to reach.
So, years later, what did those 3 months teach you?
A few things. The first is, nobody is thinking about you as much as you think they are. When I was eating alone, I was convinced that everyone in that office was looking at me, judging me, labeling me as the weird, lonely girl. But they were not. They were thinking about their own deadlines, their own lunches, their own lives.
The spotlight effect.
Exactly. Psychologists call it the spotlight effect. This feeling that a spotlight is shining directly on you and everyone can see every awkward, embarrassing thing you do. But actually, everyone is standing in their own spotlight. They are too busy worrying about themselves to watch yours.
That is so freeing when you really internalize it.
It really is. The second lesson, and this one took me longer, is that waiting to feel ready is a trap.
Say more about that.
I kept thinking, once I feel more comfortable, I will introduce myself. Once I feel more confident, I will join the lunch group. But that confidence never just arrived on its own. It came after I did the scary thing, not before.
Action before feeling, not feeling before action.
Exactly. And the third lesson, which goes back to Priya, is that there is almost always someone else in the room feeling exactly what you are feeling. Alone, unsure, waiting for someone to go first.
And one of you has to be that person.
One of you has to go first. And the cost is so low. The worst case? Priya says, yeah, it is okay, and we both go back to our books. But the best case turned out to be a friendship I still genuinely value 3 years later.
High reward, very low risk.
Very low risk. So, talk to the person.
Quick English boost before we wrap up. Emma said, put yourself out there. This means to take a social risk, to make an effort to meet people even when it feels uncomfortable. It is hard to make friends in a new city, but you have to put yourself out there.
And there is another phrase we did not get to use in the story, but it fits perfectly here. Hit it off. To hit it off with someone means to immediately like them and get along well with them. We hit it off right away. Great for talking about new friendships, first meetings, networking events.
Hit it off. Put yourself out there. 2 phrases you can use this week.
Before we get to the challenge and the vocabulary review, we want to ask you something.
Have you ever felt invisible or lonely at a new job, a new school, or a new city? What happened? And what helped you break through?
Tell us in the comments below. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. We read every single one.
Okay, listener challenge time.
This week, we want you to start one small conversation with someone you do not usually speak to. It can be tiny. Is this seat taken? The coffee here is not great, is it? That is a great bag. Where did you get it? Anything.
Just one small thing. And pay attention to how it feels before, during, and after. Because we think you will surprise yourself.
And if you do it, come back and tell us in the comments. We genuinely love reading those.
All right, vocab time. Let us lock in the best phrases from today.
Number 1. Settle in. To gradually become comfortable in a new place or situation. How are you settling in at the new job? You can ask a new colleague this. It is friendly, it is natural, it shows you care.
Number 2. Feel out of place. To feel like you do not belong in a situation. I felt completely out of place at the company party. Really common for those uncomfortable, everyone knows each other's but me moments.
Number 3. Fit in. To feel accepted and comfortable in a group or environment. It took a few months, but I finally started to fit in. This is the opposite of feeling out of place.
Number 4. Put yourself out there. To take a social risk. To make an effort to meet people even when it is uncomfortable. You have to put yourself out there if you want to make friends in a new city.
Number 5. Hit it off. To immediately like someone and connect easily. We hit it off the first time we met. Great phrase for friendships, first meetings, networking.
Number 6. Break the ice. To say or do something to start a conversation or ease tension in a social situation. She broke the ice by asking about my book. The first sentence is always the hardest. That is the ice you are breaking.
Number 7. The spotlight effect. The feeling that everyone is watching and judging you when actually they are not. I was so embarrassed, but it was probably just the spotlight effect.
Number 8. Solitude versus loneliness. Solitude is chosen aloneness. It is peaceful. Loneliness is painful aloneness. You did not choose it. Same situation, very different feelings.
Number 9. Defense mechanism. Something you do, often without thinking, to protect yourself from uncomfortable feelings. Wearing headphones and pretending to be busy? Classic defense mechanism.
And number 10, get the hang of it. To gradually learn how to do something or to get used to something new. It took me a few weeks, but I finally got the hang of the commute. Really natural, really common in workplace and daily life conversations.
Those are your 10 phrases for this week. Say them out loud. Use them in a sentence. Find a way to use at least one of them today.
All right, that is a wrap on today's episode of English Listening Daily.
If today resonated with you, if you have had your own 3 months of eating alone, you are absolutely not alone in that experience. That is one of the most human feelings there is, especially when you are new somewhere, especially when English is not your first language.
And here's what I want you to hold on to. Your English does not have to be perfect to connect with people. Your confidence does not have to be perfect either. Connection starts with one small, slightly awkward, imperfect first move.
Like, is that the new Min Jin Lee?
Exactly like that.
Subscribe to English Listening Daily for more real conversations and real English. We will be back next week, and honestly, I think next week's episode might be even better.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. Take care of yourselves out there.
Be kind to the new person in the room. It costs nothing.
Keep listening. You are doing great.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.